Today, we are talking about the highly anticipated release of Etsy Radar from ProfitTree, which is one of my favorite apps, my favorite tools to help with my Etsy shop. And let me tell you why. Have you ever watched Shark Tank? Because I don't know about you, I'm obsessed and I can't watch it too late at night because I get so many business ideas. I get so excited that I can't sleep. But I'm obsessed with Shark Tank and I always marvel at how these business owners come on the show and they come out and the first thing they have to do is like demo their business and state all their numbers. And the sharks like peg them with questions like, well, what are you making on this? And what's this? And all of these little acronyms that I don't even really know. So I like to call it their Shark Tank ready with their stats. Okay. And the Etsy app itself, I feel has really limited stats and it does not help me really know my numbers. And so I was really excited when ProfitTree came out because there was no tool like it ever that was sharing, here are your stats. Here's how much profit you're actually making. You can plug in all these little expenses. If you're running Etsy ads, which I'll tell you in a minute why I recommend them, it's going to help you really understand how much you're taking away net profit from every sale. So like I have been a huge fan of this company for a while. And ever since they've made it where there's no subscription fee, you like pay $67 once and you get access to all of these insane little tools that help you run your business better. That's crazy because in our industry right now, it is memberships. You probably have experienced that and you're like looking at all your subscriptions. So what I'm really excited about Etsy Radar is for some of you that are really, really tight on money and maybe you like want to do better with your Etsy shop, but you can't pay for the subscriptions and you want to know your numbers better so you have better profit, but like doing the math is just not your forte. I'm so excited for you. So since you clicked on this for the Etsy Radar, let's go over and actually do a little walkthrough. Okay, so I am logged in to my ProfitTree at profittree.io. I'll have a link below where you can get all started at the $67 rate. Literally, you pay once. And then this is my dashboard. So I have my old shop connected where I'm just doing a little testing right now. And then now we have under product research, Etsy Radar, Product Finder. We're going to look at those two things today. And then a little later, we'll look at the reports. And this is how it gives you all of your Shark Tank ready stats. Okay, so for Etsy Radar, you're going to connect your Etsy shop. It's a very simple process. It's one of the first things that ProfitTree will have you do when you sign up for it. And then when you come into Etsy Radar, it's going to allow you to connect with as a Chrome extension. So you need to use Google Chrome. It's very simple. You click like two buttons and it's connected. It's the easiest tech thing you'll ever do, especially if you're a little tech iffy like me. And then not only can I just click into here and start exploring, but it's literally going to be like whenever I go into an Etsy search. Let me just click it this way. I had one pulled up, but we'll do it this way. So whenever I come in here, let's say we're going to search bachelorette shirts. Oh, of course I should pick one I could actually spell. Bachelorette shirt. And then the Etsy Radar little tab is going to show in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And it's going to help me review the data on this page like nobody's business. So I absolutely love it. I'm also like a little bit squirrel geeking out because this doodle design is insane. And I literally just did a YouTube tutorial teaching you how to make these. And I'm just like, I hadn't even seen these yet. Look at these. It's all over the place. Doodle collages for the win. Pro tip. Okay. So if we click the little Etsy Radar button, it's going to show us the entire page of search results at a glance. So yes, it's super fun to scroll down and look through, but I'm going to be able to look at the data for the entire page and you are not going to believe how much information we get. So have you ever heard like an Etsy expert like me say like make data-based decisions? And what that means is let's not just make only what we feel like, what we like to make, but let's make sure that there is demand for it on Etsy. People are shopping for it, that I can find my way like into a busy niche if there's a lot of competition. It's making data-based decisions. This is going to help you do that. So it's showing all of the listings. Okay, so $20,000. This I actually hadn't even noticed this yet. This is like total monthly revenue of what the niche is bringing in, and that's insane. How many of the listings percentage-wise have ads? How many of them are bestsellers? And the first page is usually going to be pretty ripe with bestsellers. But then let's look. So this particular one is selling for about $9. We know that's probably for like a baby's bodysuit, but whatever. About 7 sales a month. Monthly revenue, it's making about $117. Total, it's made about $33,000. And this is what's so cool. I haven't seen other tools do this. It's telling you the actual demand. So it's telling you it's sitting in 20 plus carts right now, which we know means like hot demand right now. Here's what's really cool about ProfitTree and the Etsy Radar that's different from other tools, even that you pay on subscription. They are giving you real-time data. Whereas others that I use, for example, I know for a fact that it's a month delayed. Like I've actually talked to the tech people and they're like, yeah, the data you're seeing is from last month. The fact that ProfitTree can show us real time what's happening is extremely helpful. And just even this demand piece of telling me, like, okay, 3 of these sold in the last 24 hours is amazing. We can see a bit more about the demand, seeing how many views it's getting in a month, how old the listing is. I always want to see that because I really want to know, like, A, is this brand new? Because if it's a brand new bestseller, I can probably compete with it. And if it's a long-standing bestseller, I love knowing that because I know that the niche has stood the test of time. It's very helpful. Tells you if it's running ads or not. And then these two things, let me see, is there a way for me to, oops. I was gonna see if there's a way for me to like toggle over. Oh, you know what? We can click these little 4 buttons and go into max view. The conversion rate and the visibility score are part of a paid membership. So those two will not appear on the flat rate $67 like one-time fee plan. But you can see I don't really even use those. So I'm not minding that at all. But if you want to have those and a few other features, you can pay monthly, but like let's take the $67 deal right now. So this is completely incredible data. And so here's how I would use this. If I was going to go create a bachelor tee, well, you better believe right now it would be a doodle collage design. If you know, you know. But let's just see like how I would make a decision on what to create. I'm interested in this one that sold 4 times in the past 24 hours. The listing is 5 months old. Let's see, 567 views in the past month, and it's bringing in $2,800 a month. That sounds, or $2,400 a month. That sounds, let's see, we were right here, $664. So both of those are really interesting to me. What I love about this, Girls Gone Mild. Okay, this is 1 month old. So like these two are super interesting to me because they're both selling actively now. They're both relatively new listings. Holy moly for this new one. So like now, what do I want to do? I'm going to click over to Etsy. Okay, and it's like semi-doodle. It's sort of like the social club like trend that I've seen a little less of, however, is still really big in batch, but it's like taking it a little more doodle and I love it. So 10 people have bought this in the last 24 hours. It has a bestseller badge. Oh my gosh. So what do I know? I know that this is a brand new listing that Girls Gone Mild. So doing a, like, rather than the wild kind of concept, doing it where they're kind of chilled, which is super my speed anyway, might be a really fun way to play it. It's obviously in hot demand right now, and there's probably not a ton of competition because it's a little bit of a different take. If I go doodle style, that could be to my advantage, or I could take a look at some of the other trends like brushstroke watercolor elements, or right now the vintage postage stamp designs are hot. I have a tutorial for that too. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just go over to my YouTube channel and look it up. But this is so inspiring to me and I can take a lot away from it. Also, it's a monochromatic, meaning one color design. And this blue, this kind of darkish indigo blue has been really hot this year. So I have learned so much from just using this tool. The other thing that you can do in the Etsy Radar is you can toggle from all of the products that are on a page. These are all the listings showing up in the first page of my search results. I could then go back to Etsy and click to the next page and see their results, their data as well. But the other thing you can do up here is you can toggle to shops. And so all of the shops on this page, I can learn about them too. So I can see like this one has made about almost $2,000. Is it saying month sales? 85 sales a month, monthly revenue, how many total sales, how many reviews. Interesting. That should be reviews because of the stars. This one has made 70. So wow, you know what, this is interesting. This tells me that some of these bestsellers are coming from shops that are pretty new. Because look at, like, here's a more OG, right? It's made about 47,000. Here's made 160,000. Newer shops are breaking out in the bachelorette niche, and that's really helpful to know. So you can do your studying and learn more about the shops and the products in the search results. And this is just an entire game changer to help you make those database decisions. The other feature in ProfitTree that I wanted to show you is the product finder, because this is new as well. And right here, this is where you can search something and get data like on the fly. So let's say I wanted to do a raccoon shirt, because we know those are kind of funny right now. And I just want to see what the data is. Right here in ProfitTree, it pulled up a bunch of data. I love this niche score thing, like telling me, holy cow, yeah, there's a lot of demand, there's a lot of success, this is worth getting into. That right there can save you a ton of time, especially if you're new and you don't necessarily know how to assess that yourself. It's bringing in about $245,000 a month. Raccoon shirt, y'all. What? Listings with ads, it's pretty low. 29% is pretty low, 8% bestsellers. And then I can see this, holy cow. 44 of these have sold in the past 24 hours. That is bananas. And I can go in and do my research, but right here in Profit Tree, kind of at a glance rather than digging into the nitty gritty on Etsy. Okay, so let's talk for a minute about the Profit Tree piece, the being Shark Tank ready and the Etsy ads piece, because that's where Profit Tree really started and got its bread and butter, and it's what made me initially fall in love with it. I want to tell you a story. So when I first started my Etsy shop, first of all, the beginning was a disaster. I was selling handmade signs, Joanna Gaines style, like farmhouse signs, and I just didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know to make database decisions. I didn't know how to write good SEO to get found. My pictures were a little bit tragic. So just know if you're in that stage, like that really messy middle stage, it does get better and you incrementally improve your skills. But the first couple of months, I made like $25 and it was like a friend of a friend because I just didn't know. And then I started to learn about SEO and about making my thumbnails better and about mockups and all of the things that we need to learn as Etsy sellers to be able to maximize the marketplace, to be able to do it effectively. And then I scaled from that $25 a month up to $6,000 plus a month. And that was within another 6 months. So like by the end of my first year, I was cranking. And I was making about $6,000 a month selling these handmade signs. Well, then I learned about Etsy ads, which always felt very intimidating to me. I didn't want to lose a bunch of money. Fortunately, unlike like if you do any ads with Facebook and Meta, which for me is a learning curve right now, it's much more complicated. Etsy has really great guardrails. And so also pro tip, if you want to run Etsy ads, run them on things that are already selling. Don't try to get your first sales by trying to run Etsy ads, because the algorithm, the marketplace itself, if you're doing it right with a good SEO, good thumbnails, good product, you should be able to sell it organically. And then it's sort of like you're going to pour gasoline on the fire by turning on Etsy ads. So wait to turn them on until you have sales and then turn them on for listings that are performing well. So for me, when I turned on Etsy ads to my effective shop, making about $6,000 a month, my sales skyrocketed to like $12,000 to $13,000 a month. And that was the main thing that I changed. Yes, I added some more listings. I knew what was working well. I'd kind of gotten to that point. But the big factor was I turned on ads. So I think ads are really important to learn about. I think Etsy does it much better than anywhere else that I've tried them. It's very low intimidation factor. But Profit Tree, in addition to having the amazing Etsy radar part, is going to help you understand and make sure you're making money from your ads. You're not losing money from your ads. Also, a really good place to start is Hannah, who's the founder of Profit Tree, has an incredible free Etsy ads masterclass. I'm going to link it below. Like, if nothing else, please watch that because it's going to teach you how to make much better decisions and not lose a bunch of money on ads. So I just wanted to throw that out for you. I really recommend looking into it. And to me, the profit data by itself is enough to spend one time $67. And then the database research is completely insane. So that being said, let me show you how the profit tracker works so you can see all the extra data you get that you don't have in Etsy stats. So this is a shop that I'm not super active in right now, but it had a little bit of data that we could pull over. This initially was my sign shop, and right now I'm playing with some things. So it's going to tell you all of these insights. Operating profit. I haven't plugged in my expenses, by the way. I haven't gone in and the things that I'm selling, put in like how much did this material cost, how much did the shipping box cost, that kind of thing isn't there, but you can do that. That's how you get really precise with this data because you cannot do that on Etsy. So it's just telling me the cost of goods sold. So that's where that data would be, where I'd put in how much the materials cost and how much the operating, the different operating expenses, in addition to like the packaging and the shipping labels and usage on my machine, that kind of thing. So net sales, cost of goods sold, operating expenses, and then operating profit. I'm not running ads right now. So it's giving you so much data about the performance. I love how it's like, hey, like it's trying to encourage me to fix little things as well. I like that because we don't always know. And then this is so helpful if you're visual. I love being able to just see that this as a glance on a pie chart. So look, it just keeps going and going. This is the Shark Tank ready data. It's extremely helpful. You can go in and you can update your products, and you can enter in the cost of goods sold, and it's going to tell you if you're running ads. It's going to be able to give you all of this data as well. I'm just not running ads. So I just wanted to give you that because sometimes before we make a decision, we like to see the features. And like I said, get the free ads masterclass because she's going to tell you what all of these things mean if you're not amazing at it like me. In terms of Profit Tree and Etsy Radar, I think it's an incredible tool. I'm using it daily. I think the profit tracking is extremely helpful, and the Etsy radar just sends it through the roof. I'm using it for research. The one thing it does not have yet, but that Hannah has told me they're working on, is keywords. So I cannot use it yet to help me with writing my SEO. I need to use other tools for that in the meantime. But they are looking for ways to be able to actually show us the tags that different listings are using, and that's going to be a huge game changer coming to us in the future. So that's the one thing I feel like, okay, I will be able to cancel other subscriptions as soon as I have, like, it will save me money as soon as I have that piece. If you are brand new and you are trying to decide what to spend money on and your budget is extremely tight, I think this is an incredible resource for you to use to be able to make those database decisions, to be able to make sure that you are profitable, to be able to look for different products that are great for you to create. This is a wonderful money-saving place to start, and I'm super excited to see what's coming in the future. So let me know your thoughts below. Are you loving it? Are you hating it? What's your favorite feature? What would you love to see them add? And I can't wait to read your comments. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.